A child signs into an online platform, places an order, and agrees to the platform's terms and conditions. Upon receiving the product, however, the child refuses payment, asserting their status as a minor and claiming legal incompetence to enter into a contract. What do you think about the legal complications of the child's action? Hello, Namaskar. Welcome to MindSync's weekly Wednesday podcast, Your Compliance Guide, where we dive deep into the world of compliance. As Wednesday arrives, so do we, with deep insights, engaging discussion, fresh perspective about compliance and law. India is witnessing an internet revolution, with over 50% of its population gaining access to the online world. The surge in the internet users has paralleled an increased adoption of e-contract, bringing forth legal complexities, especially concerning minors engaging in such agreements. Verifying the age and identity of involved parties poses notable challenges. Section 11 of the Indian Contract Act 1872 stipulates that minors are not competent to contract. While this renders minors incapable of engaging in contracts, the Act remains silent on whether agreements formed by minors are void or voidable. The Privacy Council's judgment in Moiri Bibi vs. Dharmados Ghosh clarified that agreements made by a minor are void, and Section 64 and Section 65 of the Contract Act do not apply because minors lack the legal capacity to contract. Judicial precedents like Moiri Bibi confirm that contracts by minors are void and not enforceable. But what are the consequences? If a minor enters into a contract like Clickwrap and derives undue benefits from it. Now, what is this Clickwrap? In simple terms, a Clickwrap is an online agreement where users express their consent by clicking a button and accepting terms and conditions before using a website or software. In India, digital contracts formed through the internet like Clickwraps are enforceable in courts when they meet the prerequisites outlined in Section 10 of the Contract Act. Section 10A of the Information Technology Act 2020 explicitly asserts that an e-contract shall not be considered unenforceable merely because it was formed electronically. So what happens when a minor enjoys from such contracts? Let's understand the available remedies by exploring court decisions on the doctrine of restitution. The principle of restitution aims at returning ill-gotten gains by the minor rather than enforcing the contract. If demanding payments from the minor results in untraceable or exhausted funds, it would contravene the provisions of the Contract Act. In Kangul vs. Laka Singh, the Lahore High Court asserted that restoring unjust benefits should not depend on whether an individual is a plaintiff or defendant. It argued that requiring a minor to return an ill-gotten gain, whether in money or property, doesn't mean enforcing the agreement, but rather restoring the situation before the contract. The Lahore High Court's position in Kangul is supported by the Law Commission of India. Notably, the principle of compensation is now part of Section 33 of the Specific Relief Act 1963. According to this provision, a minor is required to return any undue benefit from the contract, whether it's money or property, irrespective of their court status. Therefore, as per Section 33, Specific Relief Act 1963, both parties must return their respective benefits to go back to the pre-contractual position. To address the challenge of minors entering e-contract like Clickwraps, it's crucial to introduce effective age verification mechanisms and restrictions. A holistic approach involves creating an online system where users input their date of birth and also employ technical algorithms and thoughtful design can prevent attempts by minors to misrepresent their age. Establishing standards for age verification include linking government-issued documents such as PAN card and Aadhaar. Additionally, post-verification measures like promptly suspending accounts based on strong indications of underage users can further enhance the protection of minors in digital landscape. Thanks for tuning into MindSync's podcast. If you found this episode informative, Don't forget to subscribe for more updates on the world of compliance and advisory services. Until next time, stay compliant, stay informed.